Welcome to the TSRPG Someplace in Time playtest session. TSRPG is a travel size role playing game. Uses a challenge based system where the storyteller, me, sets a target number, secret number, that the players have to guess. The players calculate their bonuses based on their characters. Uh, One player leads, others assist, and then they try to guess the secret target number that me, as the storyteller, picked. Uh, how close to that number they come, including their bonuses, then um, determines the degree of success. And that's the main mechanic for this game on how we progress the narrative along. So we'll start with introducing the characters and players, the playtest group. My name's Paul, uh, and I'm the storyteller. So pull up the characters.
I am doing that right now.
Yep. So while Mike's pulling the characters up, here they are. Okay, great. So we'll go from my left to right. So let's start with Penny. Why don't you introduce your character?
I'm playing Dr. Stella Feg. Her physical is 2, her mental is 2. She is a scientist with a special interest in experimental pharmacology and a hobby of kickboxing. I have got some special equipment, and I was going. Do we do this now? I wanted to swap out the
We'll do
taser.
that a little later, Penny.
Oh, we'll do it. Okay, I'm going to swap out some of my equipment, and I've got some narrative equipment that isn't on the list, but it's kind of a per game thing.
Okay. Next up is Mike.
All right, I'm also playing one of the pre-generated characters out of the Someplace in Time game. I'm playing Dr. Steven Stevens. He has a physical attribute of 1, a mental attribute of 3. His traits are xenoarchaeologist, the occult, and linguist. And his equipment are a walking stick, a reference tome, an elder sign, which is his piece of consumable equipment, and then his personal equipment, narrative equipment, are some canned rations, a set of night vision goggles, a hip flask of absinthe, and a fossilized megalodon.
Perfect. Thanks, Mike. Amanda.
Right, I'm playing Corporal Morgan Osprey. He is a with a physical of 3 and a mental of 1. He's a security officer, also known for his calm demeanor and an interest in architecture. He's equipped with a shotgun, expandable mirror, flashbangs as his consumable, and a bunch of other stuff like a water bottle and a protein bar and a flashlight.
All right. Thanks. And Brenda.
Okay, cool. I'm playing Lucy. Lucy, as you can see, is a funny anarchist conspiracy theorist, a former mythos cultist. She now is a freelancer for Oris and runs around with a derringer and um, the sorts of things you would expect from someone who keeps house.
All right. Perfect. And I'll point out that Lucy is was an NPC in the Call of Cthulhu TSRPG game that came out about 2 years ago, and has now assumed the role of a player character. So, how about we jump over to the Norway graphic, Mike? All the graphics that we're using in this little play test here are from the PDF, so they're all useful for the storyteller when they run the game. Um, and
A second here.
yep, awkward silence. All right, here we go.
Spinning squares of silence.
Gotta
Oh, I'm
love the
seeing it.
bandwidth.
Can y'all not see it?
No, not yet. It'll come in. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. So
Never mind, it
I
won't. There it is. Wait, or is it? There
Yeah,
it
well, we're
is.
using
there we
Yay!
go.
Discord for this, so here we go. Here's the
Yeah.
first graphic, and this is how we'll start the game. TSRPG is a narrative game. You don't need these graphics, but we found playing over the last few years that the graphics just help, center the story a little bit. Um, when we show maps or graphics, they're kind of for reference. They're not literal. So distances, all that, it's kind of theater of the mind. This is not a tactical game. Um, so what we're going to do is run through the prologue, so you can see if this is something that appeals to you, and then we'll run into the first scene. This is a time travel game, and run through three different types of challenges so that you can see how these challenges work into the narrative and into the play. And at that point, we'll break the stream because we don't want to give any spoilers or anything like that. So, we're just giving you enough here to understand the game and see if it's something that works for you. So, here we go. The four characters, you are all gathered in Bergen, Norway, in the great hall of an old fortress. You're standing around a long table covered with maps and photographs that occupies the end of the hall, and you can see the table there below the large window. A tall blonde woman strides briskly from a nearby stairwell, stops near the center of the table, places a few odd wristbands on the table, and begins to speak. She says, Willkommen, agents of Horus. I am Adept Nansen, controller of Area 60355. Years ago, test subjects escaped from the North American Area 4791. Let me tell you, these monstrous perversions of nature included an elder thing, a teenage shoggoth, a Victorian ghoul, a pugnacious deep one, and a trendy Migo. The monsters escaped from the facility with the help of a creature that calls itself Cthulhu, a self proclaimed cosmic overlord of time and space. We know this Cthulhu took them aboard a time and space warping vehicle to engage in malicious mischief. Fortunately, the machine malfunctioned. Unfortunately, the malfunction propelled the hapless monsters to disastrous points in time and space, where each is engaged in transforming historic or post historic disasters from bad to worse. Let me tell you, the actions of these monsters could literally alter the fabric of time and space. You've been identified as the most qualified available agents and must track down and capture the five monsters. Each monster is located in a different time and place. Here's a flip book with pictures of the monsters. She hands you a laminated flip book with 5 pages, and there's indeed a picture of a Shoggoth, a Ghoul, an Elder Thing, a Deep One, and Amigo. Um, Now, each of you take one of the wristbands. She points at the chunky plastic wristbands laying on the table, and attach it to your wrist.
All right.
All right.
I
Got
picked
it.
one up.
Okay. These wristbands are spatiotemporal extrapolators designed by the Experimental Office for the Research of Unusual Science, ORIS, which you are all members of. Probationary. You see that each extrapolator has a touchscreen display that reads Bergen 2026, unknown, unknown, with a red stop icon. You should know that near each monster is a time token that is an artifact which will provide the space-time coordinates that will lead you to the one of the other monsters. When any one of you touches a time token, it will program all the wristbands simultaneously. Then, when you find each monster and a time token, you must capture the monster, preferably alive. We have equipment that will help you transport the monsters. Here, take this orange pistol and this backpack. She
Okay.
hands it to Corporal Osprey, the pistol, and hands the backpack to Dr. Stevens.
Question:
Yes,
are these time
Lucy.
traveling monsters the reason why people think the Berenstein Bears is spelled with an A instead of an E?
They are one of the reasons, but not the only reason.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
The world is many shades of gray, and so are the Bernstein Bears. When so, this orange pistol is a molecular compressor, and in the backpack are 5 stasis equilibrator jars. Once you have defeated and disabled each monster, use the orange pistol to shrink your target monster and then store the miniaturized creature in one of the 5 stasis jars. When you've collected all the monsters and the 5 stasis equilibrator jars are full, the wristbands are programmed to transport you to the monster processing facility, where you will receive further instructions. Here, now she looks at Lucy. Take this walking stick. It is the first time token and should lead you to the ghouls. Maynard Rollins is the ghoul's name. When any one of you has a time token in your possession, like this walking stick, and is ready to depart, you select your destination from the wristband's display and off you go. Now that you have the stick, you see your wristband displays read Crimea 181854, goal, clothing, and a green go icon. This tells you where and when you are, and which monster and time token you must find next. You just press the green go icon on the screen, and then you are on your way to Crimea 1854. Yes.
My normal weapon slash one of my durable pieces of equipment is a walking stick. You're able to swap out equipment. Should I leave my walking stick behind and take the ghoul's walking stick instead, or is that not advisable?
Uh, you could try to do that. Sure.
Well,
No
then
harm in
I'm going to take the ghoul's walking stick as my piece of durable weapon-like equipment. I leave my walking stick behind and take the ghoul's stick, which I believe is an iron wolf head, as its handle.
Okay. So Dr. Stevens has Maynard Rollins' walking stick, which is also the time token for Crimea. Okay, now notice that the display on your wristband also shows the approximate direction to the monster and time token within the timeline with a red arrow. It will point to the nearest of the two. If you're closer to the monster, the red arrow points to the monster. If you're closer to the time token, the red arrow points to the time token. Note also that the wristbands include both an experimental language translator and a prototype camouflage chip, which should help you communicate and blend in. Please let us know if these work. When you return from your mission. Oh, here, take these pouches, which contain assorted coins and trinkets, and should serve as currency during your mission. Lassen, our armor, is waiting in the chamber to the left and will provide any additional detail items that you need or fix a little on what you have within reason. If you have no further questions, then when you are ready, use the wristbands to embark. Just press the go icon. Any questions? Yes, Lucy.
Are the time traveling monsters also the reason why the Fruit of the Loom logo no longer has a cornucopia in it?
Yes.
Okay.
One of the reasons, Lucy.
Again, one of the reasons. The other reason was that one of the fruits on the fruit of the Loom logo turns out it's a vegetable. There was a lawsuit, many hurt feelings, and result was that the cornucopia went away. So very sad times. So, did anyone want to exchange equipment with Adept Man with the armor Lassen?
Uh, I would like to swap out my taser and body armor for an assault rifle and field glasses.
Okay. Lassen, the armor, has those on hand, and you can swap those special items out. So one of them is durable, meaning it grants a +1 on challenges to the challenge bonus. The other is consumable, so that'll grant a +2 twice on two separate challenges, or a +3 on one single challenge. Which is which?
Oh, my consumable is the pocket chemistry set. The durable is the field glasses, and the assault rifle, of course, fills the weapon
Is your
slot.
weapon? Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So they're both +1 durable items. Got it.
Do you care what my narrative equipment is?
Sure, if you've picked it at this point.
Yeah. I have a Swiss Army knife. I have a spool of kitchen string, a flashlight, and a lighter.
Okay, we'll see how those come into play. All right. Any other questions about the molecular compressor orange pistol, the stasis equilibrator jars, or the spatiotemporal extrapolator wristbands, the camouflage cloaking device, or translator?
I'm
Yes,
not particularly good
Dr.
with
Stevens.
pistols, so somebody else should probably take that. Maybe Corporal Osprey, our security specialist. But presumably, I've gathered samples as a xenoarchaeologist. So I'm going to examine those, what do you call them? The jars that we're supposed to shrink the monsters and put them in.
Stasis equilibrator jars, yes.
Okay, have I seen jars of this sort before? They're pretty specialized. Do they look like something I've used for
They're
samples before?
just under 1 liter, made
Okay.
of glass, transparent. They have a metal lid that you can put on top of the jar with a rubber gasket seal for an airtight seal. There's a ring that then you can wrench down on that metal lid, but you notice that
You're describing a mason jar.
each of the lids has a few holes poked in it for atmospheric
Yes,
equilibration.
in the lids.
Yeah, well,
It's a
it's for
mason jar with
atmospheric
holes poked in
equilibration, so in case the sudden pressure changes.
it. Do we have to
Fine.
boil them first?
I'll
No,
Well, yeah,
try.
you gotta
they're
sanitize
You
them.
gotta sanitize them.
I don't know
the
how
area
it works with spring.
60355 food service practitioners already took care of boiling the jars.
The holes will also work for spraying in the ether.
I will take two of these jars and give one to each of the other characters. Now that I know they're glass mason jars and subject to getting busted while we're spinning through time, I think it's best if we spread them out through the party just to be safe.
Fair enough. Okay. Anyone else? If not, your wristbands are all blinking go with the big go icon
Let's go.
and the words Crimea 1854 Ghoul Clothing.
All right. I use my tagline, Crimea River, and hit the button, go.
Terrible.
You tap the go icon next to the destination, and the wristbands activate. You experience weak knees, a pulling sensation, blurred vision, and a few seconds later, you are in an entirely different place.
Place.
Your vision clears, and you find yourselves among hundreds of cavalry. So this image, again, it's just for reference. Um, all these horses that you see charging from the right to the left, they're all still congregated at the right side presently. And that's where you are. So you find yourselves among hundreds of cavalry. The tension is palpable as horses champ at their bits, troopers adjust their kits, and sergeants shout command in proper English. Your modern attire hardly stands out among the colorful blue and red uniforms. In any event, you sense that the cloaking technology is helping you blend in.
Hmm.
Although a few of the mounted troopers, there are a lot of them, look at you curiously. Whether it's because of your imperfect cloaking or because you're on foot amongst hundreds of cavalry, you're not sure. So you see that you're at the southern end, that's the right side of the screen, southern end of a wide valley that runs north for about half a league. Green uniformed cavalry and infantry, along with a few cannons, occupy the high ridges that flank the left and right sides of the valley. A battery of artillery is visible at the northern end, left side of the screen, of the valley, surrounded by green clad soldiers and Cossacks. A few yards to the right of you, you see a handler leading a string of fresh horses, outfitted with saddles and seemingly meant as combat replacements. A few yards to the left, you see a mounted cluster of gaudily dressed officers around an angry looking aristocrat with lion like whiskers, who wears only a blue laced blue uniform coat over his pale white chest. A few yards ahead of you is the front of the British lines, easily identified by a top hatted rider wearing a blue cardigan vest and carrying a large blue skull and crossbones flag. Your spatiotemporal extrapolators give conflicting directional signals. They're kind of just the red arrows just kind of spinning around a dial, indicating that both the target and the next time token are nearby.
Oh, okay.
Target has the next time token then?
I've got the time token. That is the
You had
uh
the time token that got you
You got
here.
the one
You
that
need
got us here.
we
Wherever
need
the
the next
next.
time token to take us to the next place.
Yeah.
So our goal is to get the next time token and to capture the
And
ghoul.
the monster.
Yeah.
and
Okay.
your clue to the next time token, because it isn't that precise, is that it's some sort of article of clothing.
Some sort of article of clothing. Okay,
Okay.
got it. Okay, well, can we see the ghoul?
Uh, so you look for the goal.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Are you doing anything special to try to see the goal? Who's leading this challenge? It's going to be a challenge among these
Uh,
hundreds of cavalry to
this
identify.
is just like a
One.
challenge to spot the ghoul.
Yeah.
Yep.
I have field glasses.
Ghouls
So,
eat dead people, right? So look delicious and dead, and the person who is interested is the ghoul.
but the ghoul could be anywhere on the battlefield, or so.
Yep.
So Paul, Penny's taking the lead on looking for the ghoul. Are the rest of us allowed to help assist her once she calculates her
Sure.
bonuses?
Penny can lead, and she will calculate her bonus using her attributes, traits, and equipment. Uh, and once you know what that bonus is, the rest of you can collectively, using your traits and equipment, but not attributes, collectively add to that bonus up to Penny's bonus. So if Penny has a +5, the other three characters, if they choose to participate, could add up to a total of another +5 for a +10 total.
Got it.
Okay, well, I've
That
got a,
said, nobody ever has to participate in the challenge.
all right. So I've got a mental of 2. I'm going to use one dose of my consumable, which is my pocket chemistry kit. I've got special eye drops that help me see more clearly. So that brings me to 3, and I've got my field glasses, which gives me a 4.
Okay, so +4.
I was going to try and bring in scientists, but I think that's maybe a bit too much, just because I'm super alert and smart. But that's what the mental score is about. So,
I don't know. Being a
Yeah,
scientist,
having been on a battlefield and actually being a scientist in my alternate life, there isn't much of a correlation between having an academic degree and surviving on a battlefield. So, yeah, I think not counting scientist is fair. So
yeah,
plus
it's
four.
already covered by my mental too, right?
Paul
So,
would know.
Right, right.
He's dead.
okay, so I've got a total of 5.
Okay, plus five. Uh,
He was a
Lucy, you
ghoul.
seem to be very eager to contribute to this bonus.
Yeah, I am
What are
going
you
to
doing?
look dead and delicious
Okay. Uh,
because that's what ghouls like.
okay.
Yeah. And that
Do you want to be
should help
alive and
Penny
delicious?
locate the soldier that is the ghoul.
Okay. So that'll add a plus one.
Mm-hmm.
So Lucy's looking dead and delicious.
Dead and delicious.
There you
Corporal
go.
Osprey.
I am going to add my trait of security officer. I'm good at scanning a crowd, looking for something in particular. You know, like
Okay.
you do it in like any kind of crowded place.
Okay. And Dr. Stevens.
well, one of my traits is an interest in the occult. So I would think being able to spot a person that's really a ghoul would be covered by the occult. So if you'll allow that, that'll give me a plus one. And I happen to have the ghoul's walking stick. So I'm going to raise it in the air, sort of tally ho style, and wave it around, and hoping that that might attract the attention of its owner. And if it looks over at us conspicuously, help draw our attention to it. So that would give me an additional plus one if you'll allow it. So I'm adding a plus two.
Okay.
All right,
Which
so
I
started with
think is a
5, and I think we've added 4. Is that correct?
yep. So plus nine,
All right.
and
So
it is a 30-point challenge.
all right. So
So,
I've got a range of basically 19, like 9 up and 9 down.
right,
Uh,
exactly. And I'm going to use dice
A
to
two-thirds
generate, the
success.
number between 1 and 30.
Mm-hmm.
Done. Okay. So now you try to pick that number. What I do is add the bonus to and subtract the bonus from from my target number that I just generated or picked if I wanted to pick it. You have to now try to guess within that range of numbers. So go ahead.
uh, I'm going to guess 21, which should cover me from 12 through to 30.
Yeah. As it turns out, that's not a success. So
No, no.
because actually the
Oh,
way it
folks, I had a
works
good
is
chance.
yeah, yeah.
We don't see
So
the
you
ghoul.
fail. Yeah. You don't see the goal.
Okay.
But we know the ghoul is
It's
here
over there.
because
That tells us something.
Yeah, you look around. There's just horses everywhere, and they seem to be getting more and more riled up. Some of the smaller units are shouting huzzah and things like that, and rearing up. They're starting to stir up clouds of dust. So yeah, it just conditions just aren't good for picking out one person among the crowd. Uh,
well, if
and
we're going to go out,
Lucy, who's now covered in, she's covered in dust, just doesn't look delicious. She just looks dead.
Oh, dang
So
it. Only dead, not
Looking like
that said,
leftovers,
delicious.
Lucy. Looking like leftovers.
Yeah.
yeah, there's no major consequence for failure here because you were just looking for something.
Right.
It's not like you broke a bone or anything.
Right.
So the only consequence for failure is you didn't spot anything.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, if we're going to venture out onto this battlefield to find this ghoul, I don't think we're going to want to do it on foot. Did you say somebody was leading some remounts up toward the battlefield?
Yeah. There's a handler. Looks like a private leading a string of fresh horses outfitted with saddles and seemingly meant as combat replacements. Um, and he's just a few yards away now. There's he has he's mounted as well, but he has a string of four horses um, with him.
Perfect.
I would like to take the lead on trying to get those horses for us.
Okay. So
I,
as you approach,
as I authoritatively stride toward you, mean?
That's what he meant.
Go on.
it's up to you. You tell me how you do it.
I
I was just going.
authoritatively
I'm just
stride.
giving you one extra detail. Uh, you decide how you approach him, but as you approach him, you see he's armed only with a pistol, and he's missing his left arm. Uh,
I'm not gonna.
so
I'm
you
not
get
gonna try to kill him. I'm gonna try to bamboozle him. I stride up to him authoritatively, and being Scottish, I'm able to speak with a Scottish accent. And being a linguist, I'm able to speak with a aristocratic Scottish accent. So I stride up to him and I say, "Hey there, Private. I'm Lord Stephen MacStevens. I need those horses for my retinue. Kindly hand them over to me." And I wave my aristocratic looking walking stick as well. So, you want my bonuses?
he says, uh, "Yes, go ahead. Give me your
All right.
bonuses."
Well, I'm approaching this as a um, mental challenge because I'm using language and the perception that I am a lord of some sort to intimidate him. So, +3 for mental, +1 for linguist because I'm tapping into that to sound aristocratic, and +1 for the walking stick because that's the kind of thing a lord would be carrying, and it's my piece of durable equipment. So that gives me a total of +5.
Okay, +5. It's a range of 20. This isn't really a challenge where assisting would help much. So,
Oh, okay.
so why don't you just do this one on
The
your
20
own?
is a pretty moderate challenge. So I have a plus
Right.
5. I got about a 50-50 chance of succeeding here.
Yep.
Okay. Um, 15. I will choose a
15.
15.
Well, as it turns out, I rolled a 10. So the range
Oh,
is the span of that of success is 5 to 15. You guessed the fringe of that. That means it's a near miss.
right.
So uh, he looks at you and says, "Well, sir, uh, these horses are for replacements for the 17th Lancers, and you're not from the 17th Lancers. I can't just give them up. I'd be in trouble, and I would, I'd probably wind up in the stockade after the battle, and they would, even worse, dock me some pay. Uh, I send my pay back to my mama back in Cornwall, and without that money, she would starve. I can't give you these horses.
I see where he's going. I pull the pouch of coins that we have of local currency that we were provided with out of my haversack and what penny?
Oh, just remind me, a near miss means that you succeeded, but only just barely?
No, it means you
Yeah,
succeeded, but there's also a consequence that would normally be associated with failure that offsets your success.
Yeah, okay, but it's not the one where you missed, but only by one. Okay, so,
right,
okay.
right, exactly.
Right. So um, I pull out a pouch of coins and say, Well, I certainly wouldn't want your mother to go without. And I toss the pouch of coins to him.
He flashes you a big grin, tosses you the reins, and while the pouch is in the air, snatches it with his good hand, and tucks it into the sleeve of his
Missing
missing
arm.
left arm. Right.
I mount one of the horses, take the reins for the other three, and trot over toward my party.
Okay. When you are look at the horse, you realize it's a sturdy, horse bred for battle. Uh, Saddle, there's water bottles, and each saddle has a holstered carbine.
Got it. All right. I hand over the reins of one each of the horses to my companions.
Okay.
Great.
Well, as you ride over and hand over the horses, you see that the hundreds of cavalry troopers quickly sort themselves into distinct groups. You get the feeling there's looking around maybe 5 different units here,
Mm-hmm.
lining up for battle. A young lieutenant nearby comments, "Why are we lining up toward the valley? The tactical advantage lies in attacking the highlands to the east." A gruff sergeant snorts and says, "Begging your pardon, sir, but ours is not the reason why. Ours is but to do and die." Eventually, the bare chested aristocrat stands in his stirrups and gives the command, "Forward, the light brigade! Charge for the guns!" Yes.
Do I recognize this bare-chested aristocrat? During this era, which I think is what 1850 something, normally British officers don't go into battle bare-chested. He's not Conan. What's going on with this guy?
Yeah, well, unless your wristband is miscalibrated, it's 1854. And well, I don't know. Give me a let's if you don't know through meta knowledge. If you knew meta, I'd let you use it, but let's have an easy challenge here to see if you can identify who this guy is and what's going on here. So
All right, can I ask one of my companions if they have any idea and compare notes with them so that it's a group challenge, or is it just an
yeah, sure,
individual?
you can do that. And this isn't particularly difficult. So
Okay, well, I'm with my companions and I say, do any of you have any idea of what's going on with this guy? And if somebody else wants to take the lead on this, they certainly can. I got mental three, so I've got a good basis for doing it. All right, I'll take the lead on it.
Yeah.
so anything related to history or poetry or heavy metal or
Okay.
military disasters, any of those things would grant you, uh, you would give you some sort of bonus.
All right,
So
well, I
look
don't
through
think
your traits and see what you can come up with.
xenoarchaeologist isn't going to help, I don't think.
Not
But
for
I don't know. I have +3 for mental. And I don't know, linguistics and occult both cross over into almost all the things you said to one extent or another. So give me either +1 or +2, at least for having those.
between the two. I'll give you a +1.
That
So
gives me a
yeah,
+4 total.
okay.
And is anyone else able to contribute?
I can't think of anything I would have that's relevant to that, so I'm sorry.
No, me either.
All right.
Um,
Lucy,
No,
have anything?
I don't.
I don't know, Lucy.
Okay.
If somebody's running around without a shirt on a battlefield, conspiracy theorist has got to
Well,
give you at least
but the
one.
problem is that the conspiracy is not a good one. Because my assumption is this must be the ghoul.
Oh.
Why else would you run around with your looking so I don't know.
All right. Well, If I've got a +4, what's the range? Is it a 1 to
It's
20?
a 15-point range, and I've determined the target already. So
All right, I'm going to guess an 11. This one
11.
goes to
Yeah, the target was a 9. 9 minus 3, so 6 to 12. So you're within the range.
no, I had a
And
4, so 5 to 13.
5 to 13, even better. So you're well within the range. Um, and because this is a play test, I'll just point out normally you wouldn't explain all this to the players each time. We're
Okay,
just doing this, to
right.
help share the rules a bit. You would just go right into the what it all means. Um, okay, so yeah, with that success, you realize you recall between your nights in Edinburgh at the Friday nights at the biker bar where you anomalously enjoyed hanging out, um, hearing some heavy metal songs dealing with troopers and charges and light brigades, which then brings you back to a poem by Lord Alfred Tennyson called "The Charge of the Light Brigade,"
Mm-hmm.
and that then reminds you of some reading you did, for your xenoarchaeology vis-a-vis history, um, and you are indeed in the middle of the Crimean War here, and the valley you're in is the Valley of Death from Tennyson's poem, which was written like published within a month of the battle. The opposing forces consist of an overwhelming force of Russian infantry, mounted Cossacks, and artillery. That's all the green garbed troops around you.
Got it.
Uh, the commander of the Light Brigade, which was composed of several units, including the 17th Lancers. That's that skull and crossbones flag. That is the Light Brigade. Um, anyway, the aristocrat in charge was Lord Cardigan, uh, who whose name, because he enjoyed wearing his blue woolen vest so much, his name actually became synonymous with the cardigan sweater. Lord Cardigan, who oddly isn't wearing a sweater, he's bare chested, you recognize from the painting that you've seen of him as being the man without a sweater. So
But he's not the ghoul. He's Lord Cardigan without a sweater. Did you say our next time token was a piece of apparel?
I did indeed. But you
The ghoul,
realize all
the
this.
ghoul has
I,
got Lord Cardigan's sweater.
His sweater
you
was
Oh
realize
nice.
all
no.
this just as Lord Cardigan stood in his stirrups and gave the command, "Forward the light brigade, charge for the guns."
Oh,
Oh, crap.
Uh, and at this point, a bugle sounds and the charge begins. 600 horses trot forward, quickly advancing to a run, and thundering hooves throw up clumps of sod and clouds of dust. 600 sabers are bared, flashing in the pitiless sun. You plunge into the battery smoke, shot and shell explodes around you, accompanied by the screams and battle cries of British troopers and entrenched Russian defenders. At this point, the picture that you're sharing, you're at the left side. You see the very first horseman. That's Lord Cardigan. And if you zoomed in, you could see it's actually Lord Cardigan. The person that drew this picture and painted this picture was at the battle and sketched it.
Mm.
Um, got published in a newspaper. Yeah, so all the way at the left there, that's Lord Cardigan right out front, leading the way.
wow.
Uh, for all his flaws, he was not a coward. He definitely led the charge.
Was he
So
killed? Do you happen to know?
no, he survived to a ripe old age, although he was already pretty decrepit at that point, like most of the British officers that were in charge. That was one of the criticisms of this battle.
Also
So
apparently
Russian
known
artillery
as
is
the
blasting the
homicidal
valley.
Earl.
Say again?
I said he was apparently also known as the homicidal Earl because
Right.
of all of the people he
Weren't they all?
dueled.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. I just found that out.
So, yeah. So, good job on your, your knowledge check, so to speak, to
Yes, thank
find
you
out
for
the
guiding me
details
through
about this battle. Yeah. Uh, okay. So, Russian artillery is blasting. The Cossacks are shooting their carbines. Other musket fire. To say nothing of trying to keep your horses from crashing into the fallen bodies of horses and troopers that are blocking your way. Go ahead.
I lean over to Stella, Penny's character, and I say, when we were looking around for that damn ghoul before, did you see anyone wearing a sweater?
Uh,
Did we? Did Paul
he's over
describe that?
there. I
Can we attempt another spot check now? Another challenge to see whether we can spot the ghoul now that we have this additional clue, Paul?
Well, at this point, the immediate challenge you need to make is to avoid dying in the charge up the Valley of Death.
Okay,
After that, you could, make a spot check. But
fine.
the cannonballs and shrapnel and musket balls and everything I described earlier. Well, just look at the picture, right? You're in the middle of
Yeah,
that.
right.
Um,
Yeah.
so so let's see if how you do getting through that.
well, it's very kind
Okay.
of you to not make us actually give us a challenge to see if we fall off our horses.
Sure.
That's all
Well, that's
part of
the
it.
consequence of failure. And if
Yeah.
we fail this next challenge he's describing, that is certainly one of the awful things that could
Yeah, you
happen.
fall on your head and break your neck. Sorry.
Oh
And now
no!
that you mention those things, those are the last thing you say is the first thing I'm likely to say. So,
No, don't give him ideas.
Thanks, Penny.
Yeah, me and my big mouth.
so let's do this as a group challenge. No reason to do it individually. So just the one challenge to get up the Valley of Death or down the valley, depending on your perspective.
All right. Uh,
Uh,
does anyone have an objection if I lead this one?
No.
no, you're our most combat oriented character. I think
This
probably
is
you leading
true.
it makes the most sense. I'll assist to
Okay.
whatever extent I can.
All right, so we're riding our horses through this crazy battle. I'm going to be calling upon my physical of 3, my security officer background to try to kind of keep my head on my shoulders here, and also calm for the same reason, trying to keep abreast of what's going on everywhere and not get overwhelmed by the situation. I do also have a shotgun, so that'll bring me up to 6, so that if anything is getting too close and scary, I can probably actually defend myself. All right, so
Okay,
I'm at a plus
fair enough.
6. How is anyone helping?
And hold on, and I'll point out,
Oh,
just to explain a little bit, the reason Corporal Osprey or Amanda can use the shotgun is because it's a weapon. That's part of
yes.
her special equipment, gives her a
Yeah.
+1. I pointed out earlier that there are carbines on the
Hmm.
saddles of the horses. Um, the characters could use those to describe that they're shooting and things like that, but they wouldn't actually get a bonus. It's just incidental background equipment,
It could
narrative equipment.
facilitate a challenge, allow us to attack something that's at a distance,
Sure.
Right,
whereas we might otherwise be able to do that, but we don't get a bonus for it.
Right.
We just
exactly. Only the
facilitate.
special equipment gives you a bonus. And as a special rule in this game, someplace in time, once per scene, so Crimea, you can swap out on the fly one piece of special equipment with a piece of narrative or scenery equipment. So once per scene.
Okay.
Usually you can only do that at the beginning or end of the scene, but to keep it interesting because it's a time travel scenario, you can do it during the scene. So anyway, it sounds like Corporal Osprey had a +6.
Yes.
So how's everyone contributing? And I'll let you can manage that, Amanda. So,
Sure.
Um, I will assist. I'll follow Corporal Osprey's lead because our Corporal Osprey is leading. Uh, I'm going to ditch my reference tone because it doesn't seem to be like the right place for a reference tone. Do I physically have to ditch it to swap it out, or do I just say I'm swapping it out.
Well, here's the thing. It has to either, if you want to keep it, it either needs to be a piece of your special equipment or your
It is.
narrative equipment.
It's
So you could
special.
drop it down to one of your narrative items and then ditch one of your narrative items so you can still have the reference tone if you want to do that.
Ah, got it.
Or
Okay, so
or you just toss it all together and just pick up the carabine as your new special equipment.
I'm not taking the Caribbean. I'm taking the horse.
Horse.
I will just we'll say that the oversized reference tone keeps like getting in the way and it's annoying me, and I just slip it out from my haversack and I just toss it aside and then pull up on the reins of the horse and take the horse as my swapped out piece of special equipment. I would like to have +1 for the horse, and I'd like to have +1 for the walking stick that I'm smacking it on the rear with as we charge forward. So that would give me a +2 in my assist, if you'll allow that.
That's perfect. Okay, so +2.
I think I can provide a +3 because I've got an assault rifle, and I'm going to take my remaining consumable uh, uh, from my pocket chemistry set to basically give myself a dose of amphetamines so that I'm really, really ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
So
Nice.
that would be a
Okay.
+3.
Uh, Lucy, can you come up with a +1?
Yeah, Lucy is an anarchist. This is not her first time in a mob. She's got no problem moving in a crowd.
Brilliant.
Okay, this probably feels really comfortable, even compared to Silver Bay.
Right.
Um,
Give me
so
a cop
plus
car to
six,
flip over.
exactly. So +6 with a +6 assist is a +12 total.
Yes.
This is a little more difficult. It's a 30-point challenge. So let me pick my number. Got it. Okay. Corporal Osprey, 1 to 30.
24.
24. Very good. The target was a 3. So when I
Nice.
subtract 12, I add 12 to 3. That's a 15.
Mm-hmm.
That's the high end. When I subtract 12 from 3, when I go to 1, it loops back around to 30, right? And then the remainder gets subtracted. So that would be 921. Uh, your guess was a 24?
24. Yep.
Brilliant.
So that's a solid success. It's not like a near crit, anything like that, but it's a solid success. So I'm going to describe briefly the first thing that happens, and then you describe the rest of your actions. Okay.
Okay.
The Russian artillery rounds fall short of you, but the shrapnel and explosions cause confusion among the front rank of the Light Brigade cavalry. On the front line, the flag bearer's balaclava is blasted away, revealing that the blue cardigan and top hat wearing rider is the ghoul.
Mm.
Okay.
Dun dun dun.
Although you're uninjured, one of your horses is injured and cannot continue forward. The ghoul continues to charge forward just out of your range. Now, within that, describe what else happened.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, we're making our way across the field here with all of the explosions and shrapnel and craziness going on. I'm going to say that one of these pieces of shrapnel that came off of the original bombardment is what injured one of the horses, but thankfully otherwise we have all managed to stay whole, uh keeping a little bit of distance between ourselves and any enemy combatants. We all seem to be able to kind of keep it together and make our way across this battlefield. And now we've also spotted the ghoul.
Whose horse is unable to go on?
Oh, good question.
Stella's.
All right.
I'll volunteer.
I pull over towards Stella so that you can slip off of your injured horse and get onto the back of mine.
All right.
Okay, yeah, Stella doubles up. The injured horse, it's not horribly injured. It limps back towards the British lines
Mm.
as it was trained to do.
Perfect.
All right.
We move on the ghoul.
Um, Ahead of you, you see the ghoul. It leads the British troopers into the field of fire of a dozen Russian cannons at the far left of the screen there. A
Bastard.
coordinated blast shatters the British cavalry, sundering the line of horsemen. The ghoul and a few surviving troopers break through the Russian lines and ferociously hack at the green coated and red cuffed Russian artillerymen. And this is where we'll stop.
Oh, all right.
Ooh, cliffhanger. Wait,
Good.
so the ghoul was leading the charge, yeah? So then the ghoul was Lord Cardigan?
No, the
No,
ghoul was standard bearer.
the ghoul had the standard. It was near the
Oh, the
front.
ghoul
It
was the
wasn't leading
standard
the charge.
bearer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I see.
But stole Lord Cardigan's cardigan.
He stole the cardigan from Lord Cardigan.
Yeah.
he in fact is wearing Lord Cardigan's cardigan.
Okay.
So our time token and the monster we need to shrink and stuff into the mason jar are both together, which I guess is not always the case in these scenes, but in this instance, it is. All right.
That's what it seems like.
Okay.
I mean, you're
That's what
assuming that
we
Lord Cardigan's
think.
sweater is the time token, but yeah,
You know what?
I
If
mean, it
there's a
could
You know
guy
what?
be
named
If
somebody's
Lord,
that's a time
sock. You
token,
know?
I'm taking it anyway because it'll be a cool souvenir.
Sure.
exactly,
This is true.
and if there's a guy named Lord Cardigan and the time token is a piece of apparel and the cardigan is being worn by the ghoul that we're after, I'm pretty sure that that's got to be it.
And also, we were told that the monster and the time token were kind of co-located.
So these are not assumptions; these are deductions.
Yeah.
Exactly. Are we still recording?
Well, yes. So why don't we say bye
Okay.
to the folks who are
Yeah. Okay.
watching?
Yeah. This is the scenario. We're about halfway through this scene. I think it took about a little over an hour. With your group, there's five scenes plus a prologue and an epilogue. You should be able to get 10, 12 hours of play out of this. And it is a complete game, so everything you need is in these 25 pages. And there's some supplemental bonus materials with more art and things like that, just to juice it up a little bit. So,
And tips on how
give
to
it,
continue the adventure. So you'll get your 12 or 15 hours of play out of someplace in time. And then if you pick up the free packet of bonus material from Drive Through RPG, then it is something that you can continue playing with the guidelines that are in it.
for sure, it's very easy to create your own scenarios with this game. And we have a method for that too
Yeah.
that we'll showcase at some other playtest. So, thanks for joining us, and we'll catch you next time.
Bye bye.